What is up, everybody? It is Chris Aiken back once again with another edition of Chris Aiken Presents. I guess this would be the breaking news segment of Chris Aiken Presents, and wow, this is a shocker. I guess it shouldn't be a shocker, but it really is a shocking story that has just hit the social media of the band Aerosmith, and I'll take it from there as fact that it's on their website or it's on their X page. But yeah, look at this. Aerosmith is retired. Who saw that coming? I know that Steven Tyler's been having some issues with his voice, and they've been having some member sort of issues, but I don't think anybody saw this coming. I've heard nothing about that they were even contemplating it. You know, I mean, everything we've heard has been, well, once Steven gets his voice back, everything will be better, and then we'll be back at it again. You know, that's what they've been kind of feeding us for the last, I don't know, year plus. But today, this statement that I have up here on the screen just came out. I'll give it a read, and we'll kind of tear through it right now. But what a shocker. Aerosmith retired. The statement says... It was 1970 when a spark of inspiration became Aerosmith. Thanks to you, our Blue Army, that spark caught flame and has been burning for over 5 decades. Some of you have been with us since the beginning, and all of you are the reason we made rock and roll history. It has been an honor, it has been the honor of our lives to have our music become part of yours. In every club, on every massive tour, and at moments grand and private, you have given us a place in the soundtrack of your lives. We always wanted to blow your mind when performing. As you know, Steven's voice is an instrument like no other. He has spent months tirelessly working on getting his voice to where it was before his injury. We've seen him struggling despite having the best medical team by his side. Sadly, it is clear that a full recovery from his vocal surgery is not possible. We have made a heartbreaking and difficult but necessary decision as a band of brothers to retire from the touring stage. We are grateful beyond words for everyone who was pumped to get on the road with us one last time. Grateful to our expert crew, our incredible team, and the thousands of talented people who made our historic runs possible. A final thank you to you, the best fans on planet Earth. Play our music loud now and always. Dream on. You've made our dreams come true. So there you have it. Wow. Aerosmith just stepping aside, and let's break it down. Obviously, whatever's going on with Steven, and it's not super clear other than he's got some vocal problems. Whatever he did, he must have done really badly to his throat. I don't know this at all, but he must be talking like one of them guys with one of them guys, you know, the guys that have the throat cancer, because given the state of rock and roll in 2024, with some of the absolute shitty singers that are out there still croaking it out, Aerosmith that could make tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars to just show up and half-ass it. Bravo to them for not doing that. But what I was saying is that Steven Tyler must really be fucked up. And that is an unfortunate shame. It's, if ever a band deserved the final curtain call, the once around the world curtain call, it's Aerosmith, with all the great music that they've given us in the several eras of Aerosmith. I know most of you are probably Aerosmith people that are like, it all died with Done with Mirrors. You know, Done with Mirrors back is the good stuff. Everything after that was shit. And I get that. And believe me, there's a part of me that thinks sort of in that vein. Although I personally did not hate Permanent Vacation or Get a Grip. I thought those were okay. Or Pump. I actually liked Pump as well. But that's kind of that second era. Was like that era, and then it went to the full-on kind of, chick rock thing which I guess started with Get a Grip, or somewhere in there. But Nine Lives and stuff like that was all just kind of generic copies of, you took permanent vacation, you made a copy, then you made another copy, then you made another copy. That's what you got. But overall, let's be honest, even a bad Aerosmith album is generally better than most people's good albums. And that's hard to argue for anybody. And it's Radio Mind Chatter just posted this here. I am live if you guys want to throw some comments in here. As of 6:47 p.m. on Friday, I am live. So if you're watching that live, I am live. But it is sad. It's a sad ending to a legacy band. Very sad to read this, to see this is happening. And at the same time, kind of what was just said here is very true, which is you got to give them respect for doing it. You got to respect not just cashing in. For a band that has been accused of cashing in for 25 years, they could have easily, there's a lot of things that they could have done to make this go. First and foremost, they could have tracked all the vocals. Lots of bands are doing it. God knows Eddie Trunk will make sure you know that lots of bands are doing it. But they're not. And, I'm not a guy that is like hung up on that per se, but that being said, Aerosmith wanted to stay true to being a true rock and roll band, and they did right by themselves. They did not cave in to what would have been an easy out, which is Steven mimicking it as best as he could and, using tracks. I mean, God, how much live Aerosmith audio is there out there that they could have used? There's tons of it. So they could have really gone that route. They didn't. Got to give them respect for that, for just saying, nope, can't do it, so won't do it. I cannot even imagine the logistical nightmare that they are going through right now dealing with this, with the, sold out tour and everything else. And now they're going to have to, do the refunds and all that stuff. But, it's a, as an old school rock guy, we've been touting on the CMS a lot in the last 10 years about, you need to see these bands now because they're going to go away and they're slowly but surely dying off. And this is a pretty big one to be calling it a day. It's one thing if, I don't know, Great White stops, that sucks as well. You don't want to see anybody have to stop, but if it's Great White, all right, the tunes, you like the tunes. Aerosmith, for most of us old heads, is a hallmark band, is a band that you can name some of the tunes, and almost everybody that's in their 50s will say, oh, Dream On, that's first time I made out with some chick at the lake when I was 15 or whatever. Aerosmith has a big place for a lot of us in our 50s and 60s. It was Aerosmith was kind of that band, the next big one after Zeppelin, really. They were that kind of a band for so many people. But they are no more. At least until Oculus or AI or something creates your AI Aerosmith, which I would imagine will come. But for now, they are stepping down, and bravo to them. Joshua Toomey, hello Toomey. Love that they pulled the plug. I do too, kind of. I'm not gonna lie. I'm okay with this. I'm definitely. I still would have liked, like, if I had tickets, I would have wanted to see the big show. Definitely would have wanted to see the big show, and I don't care if they use tracks. Personally, that's just me. I know that makes me the Antichrist to some of you guys, but so be it. I just care about having a good show. But I, at the same time, I respect them for not doing that. It's just a sad day, I guess, for those of us that are rock people, that grew up. I grew up with Aerosmith. I don't remember a time that I wasn't listening to Aerosmith. I like they said, the band was formed in 1970. Well, I was born in 1968. By the time I had memories, I had Aerosmith. Dream On and Sweet Emotion, and all those songs have been in my head as long as I've had a radio. And now I guess the songs will live forever, but the band is not living any longer. Apparently they're done. Now, the statement, of course, is worded in a way that you might get a single here and there and something. I don't know how you do that unless they already have stuff that's recorded and maybe they work it up. You know, I'm sure there's a vault of stuff that's out there to be used. But, yeah, let's go to some of these things here. Let's see. They never broke up even when they lost Joe Perry in 79. That is true. And up until recently, they were one of the very few 50-year bands that kind of had the original lineup together still, like the original guys. So again, another blow to the heart of hard rock. Not being able I agree with this too. Not being able to sing hasn't stopped Motley Crue. No, it hasn't. I mean, and that's why you have to give Aerosmith some kudos for this. They could have done the Motley Crue thing. They could have gone out there and just barked badly. They could have had Steven out there badly barking songs out, or they could have had Steven out there with tracks behind him just playing, lip syncing, American Bandstand style. But they didn't. They said it ain't working. It ain't going to work. Steven's health is not such that we can do it. And we're done. And God bless them. They've probably generated $1 billion. Go enjoy that shit. I think Tyler's 80 years old, and I think he has like a super young wife. Go enjoy that young snatch. What the hell? You don't need to be out on the road. Just the way it is. So, internet money. Steve and Tyler tried gay sex. Well, I don't know why. I don't know how that affects them retiring, but okay. Fair enough if he did. I'm sure at some point that guy had so much pussy he probably got tired of it and tried other things. Wouldn't shock me. I know a lot of rock stars that have, although they'll never admit it. So whatever. I don't know. I'm not the gay hater that maybe I should be according to internet money. So in any event, that's all I got to say here. It's just a short little breaking news segment here. It's very, very I don't know, just sad, I guess. But it is the real deal. Aerosmith retired, done. One of the true legendary heritage bands, over. And somewhere on a stage somewhere, the Rolling Stones are just looking over saying, yep, that's another one we beat. They are going to beat them all, aren't they? All right, and that's going to do it for this episode of Chris Aiken Presents. As always, much appreciated that you guys watch this on whatever channel you do. I definitely appreciate it. Make sure if you are watching it, wherever you're watching it, that you are subscribed and following and bell and all the other bullshit that every podcaster says, because I guess that's important. And that is going to do it for Chris Aiken Presents. I am Chris Aiken, and I will be again tomorrow. See you, folks.
The biggest and the best heavy metal radio station is CMS Network now. With over 5,000 heavy metal songs from all the subgenres and eras of metal, it ranges far more than almost any station broadcasting today. You can also listen to great radio shows like Charlie Kendall's Metal Shop, the shows of the CMS Network, and even the full episodes of the Classic Metal Show with the music. Visit CMS Network now at www.cmsradio.net or on the CMS Network app in both the iOS or Android stores. There's no need to listen anywhere else for the best heavy metal ever created.